Imagine if you woke up one morning and social media was gone. No more Facebook, no more Instagram, completely disappeared. If you're a makeup artist who's relying on social media to run your business, this would be an absolute disaster. Hey there, I'm Sue Louise McLaurin. I have been a freelance makeup artist for 20 years. I'm the founder of Bridal Beauty Pro app, the app that helps makeup artists and hairstylists keep track of their bookings, trial notes and trial photos. And for the last 4 years, I've been helping makeup artists become more successful freelancers. Welcome to my channel. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and ring the bell so that you'll be notified next time a video is uploaded. Now, of course, a couple of weeks ago, we woke up and there was no social media. Facebook was down, Instagram was down, even WhatsApp was down. When I discovered this, it was first thing in the morning here in Australia. Now, of course, we know that it only lasted for 7 or 8 hours, but just imagine if that was it. It was completely gone. So the night before this happened, which was a Monday night here in Australia, I had an inquiry come through my Facebook business page relatively late at night, probably around 8 p.m. It was from a client whose hair and makeup I had done previously for corporate headshots. She had an event on, she's looking for me to do her hair and makeup for that event. So because previously she'd been booked through the studio where I did her headshots, I didn't have all of her contact details. I asked for her email address and said that in the next morning I would send her an email with details of how to confirm the booking and how to pay her deposit. And then I went to bed, and then I got up the next morning to send that email, and of course Facebook was down, Messenger was down, so I had no way of finding her email address, no way of getting back in contact with her. Now, as we all know, the outage only lasted for a few hours, so things were okay in my situation. I was just a couple of hours late sending her the details to pay her deposit. However, imagine if I had had a wedding that morning, or I'd had some sort of other booking that morning, and I had actually needed to find details of where I had to be. What would I have done? And I thought, like, oh my gosh, there must be makeup artists out here that have jobs this morning that are not going to be able to get to them because they're relying on social media to keep track of all of their inquiries and all of their bookings. Now, for years, I've been telling everybody, get your inquiries off social media. Here's the thing, social media is such a fantastic tool. It's great for us to be able to attract new clients to our business. It's a great way for people to be able to check out our business. But remember that we don't own those platforms. And there's this very good saying that you can't build your castle on rented land. And this is so true. We don't own those platforms. If those platforms go down, or if, heaven forbid, your account gets hacked and held to ransom, and I know artists that has happened to, then what are you going to do if that's where all of your inquiries and all of your bookings are? So for this reason, I recommend getting your inquiries off social media as soon as possible and getting them onto email, which is a platform, a system that you own, you have control over. So that brings me to websites. Why do you need a website? I often hear artists saying, oh, I don't need a website, I've got an Instagram page, all my inquiries come through there. Yep, website's not for me. Well, here's some reasons that you might want to consider having a website. Number one, you own that platform. So if anything happens and social media goes down, you've still got that website. You've got complete control over it. And number two, it's not subject to any algorithm. So there's not some artificial intelligence deciding if potential clients are actually going to see your profile, your work at all or not. And number three, by relying solely on social media, you are ignoring those clients that still use Google whenever they want to search for something. I get a huge number of my inquiries that come through Google. They either call me, they email me, they come directly through my website, and I can track where those people are coming from through Google My Business. I have done another video on how you can use Google My Business to boost your inquiries. You can head on up here and check that one out. So let's talk about some of the advantages of having a website, other than just the fact that you own it. So websites are seen as so much more professional. If you want to be taken really seriously by your brides, and also if you're looking to do commercial work, it's really important that you have a website. Now, I've booked so many brides and had them sit in the chair and they've said, I was really looking for an artist that had a website. Some people complain, oh, it's all too much to update all the time. Well, here's the beauty of a website. You don't actually need to update it all the time. Think of your website as kind of like your greatest hits. This is where you post your best work. You don't need to keep updating it every day like you do your social media. Remember that people have a short attention span, so just show them the highlights of your career, the best work that you've done, and keep it to all killer, no filler. Another advantage of having a website is you can put a lot more information on it. You're not bound by that 150 characters like you are on your Instagram bio. So you can put an About Me page, you can put details about your pricing, you can talk about the different services that you offer and the areas that you go to. Speaking of that About Me page, this is a fantastic opportunity for your clients and potential clients to get to know a little bit about you even before they go ahead and book you. Now, I've said this many times before, people do business with people that they know, like, and trust. And your About Me page on your website is a great way for people to get to know, like, and trust you. Remember that the goal of your website is to get people to send you an inquiry, to make a booking. One of the mistakes I see all too often with websites is makeup artists and hairstylists sending their traffic, so sending people who arrive at their website straight over to their Instagram page or straight over to their social media. This is sending traffic the wrong way. What happens when someone goes over and checks your Instagram? Well, we all know what happens when you go on social media. You start scrolling. So 1 minute they're looking at your work and the next minute they're looking at one of your competitors' work. They might forget where they started out, so they might end up sending the inquiry to someone that's not you. And that's not a good thing. So the goal with your website should not be to send traffic to your social media. The goal of your social media should be to send traffic to your website. Once they get to your website, they learn a little bit more about you, know, like, and trust you, see that you do the sort of work that they want to, and then they send you an inquiry. With your website, of course, you can put a booking form, an inquiry form, you can have it linked to your calendar. There are so many great things you can do with your website. Websites are so easy to build now. There are so many different platforms out there which are really just drag and drop. And I do say now that if you can use social media, you can definitely build a website. The other thing is, it's relatively cheap now to host a website as well. Paying for your domain and hosting a website for a year is only going to cost you about $100. And remember, that's a tax deduction. So if you're serious about your business, remember to treat it like a business. Now, I don't actually advertise this, but I do help makeup artists to create websites. And if you'd like to know a little bit more about that, if you'd like to see some examples of the websites I've created for makeup artists, or learn more about my packages and pricing, just drop a comment down below or use the link to send me an email directly and we can chat about that a bit further. So there you have it. There's some reasons why you might want to consider having a website. If you've already got a website, is it time for you to update it? And remember not to rely on social media as the place to keep all of your inquiries. I hope that you found this video useful. If so, give me a thumbs up, drop any questions and comments down below, and I look forward to seeing you on the next video. Thanks so much for watching.